This is one newspaper report. Just a few weeks ago, Aisha, a young and fragile Iraqi girl, was looking forward to her 7th birthday this coming May. Those aspirations were quickly snuffed out by a US bomb that literally sucked away the insides of her skull, leaving her behind the grotesque remains of a shattered dream. The blood that flowed from her small, frail body into the dirt beneath made sure of that. Looking at this, America. From bombs dropped incessantly on a helpless population to civilians strafed by US aircraft, to women and children shredded to pieces by gunning ground troops, this is not a war. This is the terrorism that is the worst kind, for it is purveyed under the cloak of legitimacy and in the name of a great democracy. What they did, they were dropping cluster bombs that are actually banned, that cut people apart when they explode, and all these thousands of razor-sharp pieces go off. This is from the Asia Times. A spokesman for the International Committee of the Red Cross in Italy described the scene in Hilla as a horror, dozens of severed bodies and scattered limbs. Journalists found babies cut in half, amputated limbs, kids with their faces a web of deep cuts caused by American shell fire and cluster bombs. Robert Fisk, great journalist in The Independent, described the mortuary as a butcher's shop of chopped up corpses. Do you know what cluster bombs do? This is what they do. This is what they do, America, and anyone in this country that believes it's justified. Oh, this is a wonderful, I support our troops. This is what one of them said in the correspondent program on BBC Two a few weeks ago. We bomb them, you know, it's cool to me because I like explosions and stuff like that, but I don't get to see the actual explosion, and that's what I want to see. But I guess when we get closer to Baghdad, we'll see more of that. Liberators. Liberators. And then you have the soldiers. The soldiers are just fodder. I have a lovely piece written by a soldier in America. He was a top soldier. He won many awards. And this is back in the 1930s. He was twice awarded the Medal of Honor. A guy called Major General Smedley Butler. And when his career was finished, please listen to this. Soldiers of Britain and America. For God's sake, wake up. He said this: like all members of the military profession, I never had a thought of my own until I left the service. My mental faculties remained in suspended animation while I obeyed the orders of higher-ups. This is typical with everyone in military service. I helped make Mexico, especially Tampico, safe for American oil interests in 1914. I helped make Haiti and Cuba a decent place for the National City Bank boys to collect revenues in. I helped with the raping of half a dozen Central American republics for the benefit of Wall Street. I helped purify Nicaragua for the international banking house of Brown Brothers Harriman, the Bush Company, in 1909, 1912. I brought light to the Dominican Republic for American sugar interests in 1916. In China, I helped to see that Standard Oil went its way unmolested. That is what the troops are being used for now in the Middle frickin' East. And again, suppress the effect on those doing the killing, because that's bad for selling the next war. This is the surgeon in Germany working on the troops. It really is disgustingly sanitized television. They have lost arms, legs, hands, they have been burned, they've had significant brain injuries and peripheral nerve damage. These are young kids that are going to be, in some regards, changed for life. I don't feel that people realize that. Why? Because they're not supposed to. It's bad for the movie. And then we have this. Do you remember that? There was a photographic journalist that traveled with this American group who was quoted widely in Le Monde of how they were shooting civilians who just like, you know, pigeon shoots as they came into Baghdad, and he watched it. And these were the heroes that came and pulled the bloody statue down. This was totally orchestrated even before the war started. It just happened that the Palestine Hotel with all the international journalists was looking out across that square, and that's the one they picked. Why? Because they wanted to create the image, freedom, liberation. So you had all these people. Oh, there were crowds of people. Hey, look, hold the close-up. Well, here's the square while it was going on. Huh? And then, what was this? London Evening Standard. You can trust the London Evening Standard. Would they tell you a lie? Where have all these people come from? And why is he there as well? Is he a shapeshifter, or does he just move quick? If you go to my website, someone's done an analysis of this front page and gone into the detail and shown where the joins are. The same people. Freedom! Movie, freedom. It's about liberation. Don't think that it's about killing people and oil. No. Look, how could there be that many? They were never there. Where did they come from? Then there's Jessica Lynch. They invented this story about this heroic girl. I mean, I feel sorry for her because she only joined the military because they paid her college fees. She wanted to be a teacher. And it was a way of doing it. Get the college fees paid, and then she finds herself deployed to Iraq. There was a BBC documentary recently, but if you look at the press coverage as well, of people that have talked to the doctors, very nice people that looked after her after this incident. And what the spinners said was that she was stabbed in the leg, she was shot, but she kept shooting right to the death. Well, why didn't they kill her then if she was shooting so many Iraqis, these terrible people? And what the doctors said was that it was a road traffic accident. The vehicle turned over, that's why she was injured. And what happened was that the doctor had heard that she was going to be moved to Baghdad, and she was frightened, and he felt sorry for her. So he said to an ambulance driver, look, put her in the back of the ambulance and drive her to the nearest American checkpoint and hand her over, because I don't want to move to Baghdad. I don't know what's going to happen to her there, right? So the ambulance driver puts her in the back, drives towards the checkpoint. The Americans open fire, makes him turn back. The next day the troops go in with the heroic rescue. And there's nobody there but bloody doctors and nurses. And they actually tied patients with really bad injuries where they couldn't walk to the bed. I mean, excuse me. It's okay in this. And then there's the pig trough. Who has got the major contracts to rebuild the Iraq that they have bombed? Halliburton's got the major contract. Cheney's company, and Bechtel, major Illuminati company that is a major player in that is a guy called George Shultz, who was the advisor to the Bush campaign for president. And then there's these are troops scraping gold off the doors of these places, and of course the looting and all that stuff. And then there's this guy, Ahmed Watch Your Pockets Shalabi, of the Iraqi National Congress, who fled Iraq in about 58, went to Jordan, had to apparently flee in the back of in the trunk of a car because he was wanted for a massive bank fraud, for which in his absence he was sentenced to 22 years imprisonment. Comes to Britain, starts the Iraqi National Congress, which was funded to the tune of $325,000 a year by the CIA. And then suddenly he returns, and of course they want him and his international Iraqi National Congress group in power, just as they want a puppet government in power in Afghanistan. Newspeak, Orwell's brilliant term, war is peace, death is freedom, occupation is liberation, we don't want your oil. Reverse everything, you get the truth. But of course he's a Christian man, George. He's a Christian man. He wouldn't do that. This is the man, when he was killing everything that moved in executions as governor of Texas, said kill them all and let God sort them out. Hey, wanted for crimes against humanity and terrorism. That's what these people, and they haven't even started yet. We are seeing history repeat itself. And my God, let's repeat what happened in the past when people walked away in denial. It's not going on.